Hey guys, Thunder E here, and welcome to our unboxing of the Huawei P8 Lite. This is the ultra thin, ultra affordable smartphone from Huawei. Retails at $249. Yes, it's $249 unlocked. So go ahead and open up the packaging here. You do have this all white packaging, very nice. Comes in 3 colors. You can get it in black, get it in white and gold. Very simple, slick packaging from Huawei, which I like. Now, besides the price point of $249, this thing also has a 2-year warranty. So if you have any damages on your device or anything like that, you've got 2 years in the warranty here, which is pretty cool. It looks very slick and simple. It's 5 inches in diameter, so it's a nice 5-inch smartphone. And we'll talk about the specs in a second, but let's take a look at all the other box contents here. So take that out. I do like the different packaging Huawei decided to go with. I'm glad to see they try to do something a little bit different, maybe more to their styling, if you will. So there's nothing in that side of the packaging. We're going to close that up and set that back in and see what we have here. Now, with standard devices like this, we should expect to see USB cables as well as travel charger, and then of course you have a micro SIM tool. So pretty much standard affair, nothing else in there, no headphones or anything like that, but pretty lengthy USB cable, micro USB, and of course your travel charger. Now let's go ahead and take a closer look at our device. So taking a closer look at the P8, you've got a 5-inch 720p display with good Gorilla Glass. A front-facing camera is a 5-megapixel shooter for the front-facing camera. It's a very thin device, 7.7 millimeters in thickness. It also is powered by a Snapdragon 615 processor. You've got a 2200 milliamp battery. That is a 13 megapixel shooter at the back, and this also houses a dual SIM card tray, so you can actually use 2 SIM cards with this. Covers all LTE bands, so you can actually use your LTE chipsets here in the US. It's actually available in the US, and of course you can expand your storage via micro SD. That's the power and the volume rocker at the very top, and we're using our SIM removal tool to show you where your SD card slot is at the bottom, and then your 2 SIM trays are at the very top of this device, which is nice. It gives you a nice opportunity. Now, in terms of feel, it feels very comfortable, it feels light, and just feels very solid overall. Even though the plastic back, it kind of cheapens the feel a little bit, but it feels pretty good. So now we powered the device on. Let's take a closer look at the software. Of course, we've thrown our wallpaper there, and if you want to get the wallpapers, definitely just follow us on Pinterest. We have our wallpapers there. It runs pretty smooth. It's running its own emotion UI, which is on top of Android 4.4.4. Sorry, there is no app tray, so everything's kind of loaded on screen, kind of like iOS, if you will. And of course, this is your notification center. I can swipe out different notifications I have that are here, swipe them out, and I can go in and check out things in my settings, toggle Wi-Fi. So this is your quick toggle settings and things like that you have there. But let's take a closer look at the settings menu and see what we have, and see some of the system specs as well as the OS here. So the Emotion UI gives you a breakdown of the specs. You can actually see the specs on screen, as well as also what version of Android we're running. I will say that my use case with this, it's been pretty smooth, and it's handled pretty well, which is nice. So I do like the fact that it actually does that pretty well altogether. And then the other thing we can also take a look at is the camera. So the camera is a 13 megapixel shooter in the rear, and there is a 5 megapixel shooter in the front, which we switched to. You can see me there behind the camera, and we'll spend some time with it. We'll take some camera shots, we'll do all that fun stuff to see how well it handles recording and all that fun jazz, and so also the camera menu. So that's pretty much it for the Huawei P8 Lite. If you have any questions, let us know. If you want to pick it up, you can actually go to the website linked down in the description. Huawei has some options where you can actually buy it on a monthly basis, so cheaper for you. But otherwise, guys, don't forget to like, share this video, favorite this video, and subscribe to the channel. Thank you.